Democracy, the voice of the people. Dictatorship, the iron fist of order. But here's the real question. What if everything you've been told about freedom and control is completely wrong? What if, just maybe, some dictatorships actually work better than democracies? Sounds insane, right? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might question which system truly gives people the life they deserve. Let's face it, democracy feels right. It promises choice, equality, and a voice for everyone. But here's the catch. Democracy is messy. Slow decisions, endless debates, corruption masked as freedom. On the other hand, dictatorships are efficient. No arguing in parliament, no waiting for votes, decisions happen fast. Some even claim that's why countries like China grew faster than many democracies. So here's the tension. Would you rather live in a system that's free but chaotic, or unfree but efficient? Most people assume democracy is automatically better, but in a world where time, stability, and progress matter more than ideals, maybe that belief deserves a second look. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Every system, democracy or dictatorship, runs on power. The difference: in a democracy, power is shared. In a dictatorship, it's concentrated. Sounds simple, but that one difference changes everything. Let's start with democracy, the system the world loves to praise. It gives people a voice. It allows peaceful change. It protects individual rights. But here's where it cracks. Too many voices can drown out the truth. When everyone has a say, no one takes responsibility. That's why democracies often move like a snail when facing a crisis. Look at how long it takes some democratic nations to pass even basic laws, while authoritarian states can rebuild entire cities in a year. Now, dictatorships, the system the world loves to fear. They're fast, ruthless, focused. A single vision drives everything, no debates, no gridlock. That's why infrastructure, security, and national unity often rise quickly under strong rule. Sounds efficient, right? Until you remember one chilling fact. When all power sits with one person, what happens when that person is wrong? Dictatorships can build nations or destroy them overnight. Democracies can be painfully slow, but they rarely collapse from one bad leader. So here's the paradox. Democracy sacrifices speed for stability. Dictatorship sacrifices freedom for control, and both pay a heavy price. Maybe the real question isn't which system is better, but which flaws we're more willing to live with. Because in the end, both democracy and dictatorship are mirrors, reflecting the people who live under them. Here's the truth most people don't want to face. Democracy can fail. Dictatorships can succeed. But the real danger is when we stop questioning either one. In democracy, people think they have power, but too often they trade it for comfort. They stop voting, they stop paying attention, and before they know it, they've elected their own chains. And dictatorships? They promise strength, order, protection. But that protection comes with a price: truth itself. When a leader demands silence in the name of unity, what you gain in stability, you lose in soul. Because when people stop speaking truth to power, power stops listening. So maybe the real battle isn't democracy versus dictatorship. Maybe it's freedom versus fear. Fear of chaos, fear of control, fear of each other. Because every time fear wins, we build walls instead of bridges and call it safety. We silence voices and call it peace. we trade our freedom for the illusion of control. So maybe it's not about choosing democracy or dictatorship, but about choosing to care, because no system saves us if we stop saving ourselves.
So now you've heard both sides, the chaos of democracy and the order of dictatorship. One gives you freedom, the other gives you focus, but neither guarantees justice. So here's the question only you can answer. Would you rather live in a world where everyone has a voice, or a world where everything gets done? Drop your thoughts below, no hate, no noise, just real debate. Because understanding begins where shouting stops. And if you love diving into the questions the world avoids, hit that subscribe button and join us every week. This is Donkey Debates, where we don't tell you what to think, we just make sure you do.